Hey everybody, it is taking a little while to load up, but we will be on very soon. All right, we're on. So welcome, Ralph Havens. And I um, I was searching around for my hat. For some reason, I love to wear caps, and and I just have to ask Jen, and then there it is. She tells me where they are. But anyway, the chicken or the egg, which one came first? You know, that kind of idea. Like I've been playing with figuring out how to use magic, use healing, use spirit, um, God, you know, to um, to help get things done for my clients and for myself and our family. And it seems like there's this spiritual way, and there's this quantum physics ideas, and that the infinite is truly within us. And but how do you do it? And it seems to come full circle. It seems to come full circle. And so what I found, years ago, I was in a really dark spot and life was not going well. And Jen's dad, my father-in-law, was visiting and working full days. Wake up at 7, have a gluten-free beer at 5 o'clock, and then he would relax. And he was there for months and months working on our house and helping us through some tough times. And at one point, he told me, "I just want you to be happy, Ralph." And I was like, I had this like, I gotta get this stuff figured out, and then I'll be happy. But and I knew he was right. Like before that, Jen had told me, you just got to get happy because we were sleeping outside and life was not going well, and we were burning through lots of money, and we didn't know what to do. And so I started down this road, and I'd been down this road before of figuring out how to use spirit and your inner mindset and think and grow rich kind of ideas, and the law of attraction, and the movie The Secret, and um, the movie What the Bleep Do We Know, or whatever that movie was. All these movies and books and people that said the answer is inside, and the key to all this is like this change in energy or mindset or something. And I was reading through my own book. I wrote it all down years ago, and then I turned it into a little book because I wanted my cliff notes of how to do this because it was starting to work. And what it came down to ultimately is a decision. Now, this is going to sound way too simple, but hang out with me for a minute because I've got the other part of this. A decision to be happy. Now that's kind of funny, right? Because there's some people that just grump around all the time. I mean, they're always complaining about something. Even when stuff goes right, there's always like a yeah, but, and then they're complaining. And then there's some people that seem to be pretty happy most of the time, even when bad stuff happens. And that was Jen's dad. That was Jen's dad for sure. He knew he had it good, and he enjoyed his life. And so the thing is, what I found is the first step, the big step, the maybe the only step, is to just make a decision. My friend from Vancouver says he always wakes up and wiggles his fingers and toes and says, it's going to be a good day. These are the good times. He always says that these are the good times. Like, even no matter what's happening, that's what he says. And he believes it. And good stuff happens and bad stuff happens. And he's always like in a space of like getting things done. I once asked him, what's your tagline? What's your elevator speech? And he said, I make things happen. And one of the ways he does it, he's just happy. He's kind of got a little spark, a little twinkle in the eye, a little like smile, even when stuff is going funny. And and um and so the key, what I found through all of this stuff, all of this trying to help people heal, helping people heal, all of this helping myself heal, fixing up our lives, figuring out the money thing, figuring out how to do your work in the world. The key, the shortcut is to decide to be happy. Now, that's weird. So what do you do then? So then what happens, it seems, what I've seen, is kind of like the decision to start a business or to get married. All of a sudden, you bump right into your own stuff. your own stuff, the fears, the anxieties, the insecurities. The entrepreneurs would call it imposter syndrome. You bump into your own stuff. You ask for happiness and you got a problem. You ask for a girlfriend, a wife, and now you've got issues. And so you want a happy life and you've asked for that. And now there's all these things that seem to be not a happy life. So what is that all about? Well, what it is what a lot of the great spiritual teachers talk about. The answer does lie within. The truth is in there. Infinite is in you. But then what do you do? So then there's a way to go directly to that. So when the obstacle shows up, the disaster, the problem, there's a way to go sit with that. And that's where the magic is. Now it's real easy to talk about, but what do you do with that? What do you do with that? So there's a way that I found that seems to be, for me, the most direct way. And it's simple, but it's a process, and it's the reason most people don't do it is because it's just too simple and they've got to figure stuff out. Like I did years ago, I kept having to like, yeah, but how do we do it? How do we have an online business? How do we fix our house? How do we quit burning through money? How do I take care of my family? Like I needed to know how to do it. And so the cliff notes to all this that I found after all this time, 35 years of helping people with their healing and getting what they want in life, is to first, and this is a big decision because a lot of stuff starts to happen when you do this, the decision to be happy. Because at that point, stuff starts to move, and it can very much appear that the exact opposite starts happening sometimes. And then there's a way to go exactly where that is and let it clear. And then go to the next spot. And so with my one-on-one clients, we do this very deep, very specific, very clear, very pinpoint. But what you can start to do is just start to see, because it gets the ball rolling. It gets the ball rolling when you just make a decision. And if you find yourself grumping around or criticizing or complaining the state of affairs of the world, who's the president, or who's wearing a mask or who's not wearing a mask, or vaccines or not vaccines, or but you don't have enough money, or you don't know how to do your work in the world, or something's wrong, something starts to happen. So if you want, I've made a 10-minute video of my number one way to go find and clear those things that show up when you make that decision to be happy. It's the number one way. I've got lots of ways to do this. Not lots of ways. I've got lots of places to go access this information on my my sites. But if you want my number one way, there's a 10-minute video. So look for that in the descriptions, wherever that is. And I believe it's ralphhavens.com/crush imposter syndrome. ralphhavens.com/crush imposter syndrome. And you can grab that 10-minute video and see if that resonates with you. So hope this gets you moving today. This is hump day. So let's get over the hump, and I will see you all tomorrow. I think my shirt says, "We are the little stars."